Alright, welcome to Around the Pit. I'm Joe, and today we're going to do a beef stroganoff. Got one of the boys over, and one of his favorite meals is beef stroganoff. Alright, first thing we're going to do, I'm using a 14-inch Dutch oven. Rather use my 12, but I'm getting ready to use that for peach crisp. It's going to go along with this. So I got 2 tablespoons of butter that I'm going to melt in here. Okay, I went out and bought about 2, maybe a little over 2 pounds of, I just chose I have round steak. All right, and I just cut it up a little bit. What we're going to do is kind of like sear it a little bit. Not cook it all the way, but just get it cooking a little bit. Okay, which is 14 would be perfect for this. All right, get this in here. Get going. It's a nice windy day here in Kansas, as always. See, with the 12-inch, you probably have to do these in batches. I really bought 3 pounds of this, but I realized that was probably going to be way too much for the people I'm feeding today. So we're just going to stay with 2. A little over 2 pounds of steak, meat. Okay. Okay, we got the meat going pretty good. It's getting a little brown. And this little seasoning, my little seasoning here, I got a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of garlic powder, a half teaspoon of Lawrys Salt, and a half teaspoon of pepper. We're just going to season our meat up with that. Okay, this doesn't take too long to get the meat kind of brown to where you want it. As soon as this is good and going, we're going to pull it out. We're going to get some onions in there and some garlic. All right, so we're going to get this going here. Probably down another minute or so, and I'm going to flip it over. Okay, so in the meantime, we're going to make our little, I don't know what you would call it, sauce, gravy type thing. Okay, just going to use this bowl. All right, wipe it out some. Got a 1/4 cup of flour. Okay. I got a 1.5 cups of that bone broth that I like, bone beef broth. And we're going to put this in here. And I'm going to not put the whole thing in there in case it gets too liquid when the time comes. So we're just setting this up for when we're going to put this in. Alright, and then I'm going to add in a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Table and a dash. Okay. Alright, we're just going to stir this up. It's going to be like flour's going to be our thickening agent. We're going to whisk this up real good. Give us that kind of gravy that we kind of like. I always call it gravy, but it's not really gravy. It's nice and whisked up. We're going to flip our meat over. Again, it should only take about 2-3 minutes. I'll bring you in here in just a second so you can see what it kind of looks like. That's what our meat looks like so far. Okay, we're getting ready to pull that off of there. Okay. We're just going to take this awesome lid of the Dutch oven. It's been in about 6 minutes. You can get some of this meat off of here. Okay, now we're going to get in, I got about a tablespoon of minced garlic. Not about, I do have a tablespoon of minced garlic. Okay. We get that going. Then we got a bag here of chopped up small onion. Looks like a piece of cilantro got in there. Cilantro was for something else, but it's alright. Get that cilantro out there. Alright, so 1 small onion and a tablespoon of minced garlic. We're going to get this to saute. Alright, now I got that in. Some of that juice, we're going to throw in another tablespoon of butter. Butter makes everything better. Alright. Alright, look at that. Okay, that's our garlic and onions. Alright. So now, that little bit, you can do this with a cup of wine, or half a cup of wine, but the rest of that beef broth that I had, I'm going to use it to deglaze the pan, because if you get a little bit of searing going on there, you got a little bit of sticky stuff. Alright. Okay. Alright. Looking good. Now we're going to put our meat back in there. Okay, we got all our meat in. Now, next part is I'm going to whisk this back up. This was our bone broth, some flour, and Worcestershire sauce. We're going to pour this over our meat. Yeah. I wish videos had a smell function. Okay. That's what it's looking like. So we're going to cover this and let this go for about 30-40 minutes to get that meat really tender. In the meantime, we're also going to cook up about 1.5 pounds or 1.5 packages of some egg noodles. And then we're going to bring it all together with some sour cream. All right, look at this. Time got away from me. I got busy making another dish, another video. So that ain't going to be enough sauce to put pasta in. All right, so let's see if we can salvage that. Got some more of that bone broth. Okay, that's about another 1/2 cup. So another 1/2 cup. Okay. It's thickening up. Glazing the pan. Yeah, that's gonna work. So don't fret when you mess up something. I'm gonna go ahead and add the whole cup of that bone broth. So I'll tell you, that's why I keep that on hand. You keep flour, cornstarch. I could have simply done this with water, but I like that bone broth. I ain't losing nothing out of it. Okay. So you lose track, because you probably do if you're camping. I just showed you I lost track. All right, so we're gonna get some noodles here in just a second. I want to heat this back up a little bit. Then we're going to add some beautiful sour cream. All right, we got this back up to a temp that I like, because I still want to put some pasta in it and have it cooked that way. So it's looking good. I'm going to add, since me and the son that's eating this with me, we like sour cream. You know, should only be a cup, but we're going to probably do the whole thing. We're going to do the whole thing. So this was 16 ounces of sour cream. You gotta love sour cream. Don't tell the wife, don't tell my son's soon-to-be wife. They got engaged a couple days ago. Awesome news. Because they don't like sour cream as much as we do. Alright, we're going to stir this up good. My goodness, this is looking good. And in this big thing, we got a pack and a half of pasta. We can get it all in there. My mom's recipe was with hamburgers. My kids loved growing up, so we would do hamburger, cream of mushroom soup, cream of chicken, whatever you like. This is a different take with the steak in there. That's how my wife likes it. She don't like it the old, I guess you would say, cheap way with the hamburger. It's my favorite way. Get this stirred up. And we're just gonna let this warm up some before we get it off, take it in the house. Nice big steak strips. Wait, how can this go wrong? Look at that. Okay. If you wanted more broth in there, it'd still thicken it up. Okay. All right, we're gonna taste this. Taste the noodles first. Taste one of these meats. Oh yeah. That's a keeper. That's a keeper. That's good. Real good. All right. Beef Stroganoff. Thanks for watching us on Around the Pit. We'll see you next time.